Well, next up, we have a session on a commodity that everyone in India owns, isn't it, Aisha? It's a great way to invest, holds immense cultural significance, and accounts for about 25% of global demand. Yes? Any guesses? I think everyone can get that right, Aisha.
Well, you just heard it from Mr. Panagria himself. He talked about gold as an investment route as well. But ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker is here to share his thoughts on the role of gold in shaping the future of India. So please put your hands together and welcome the Regional CEO for India World Gold Council, Mr. Sachin Jain.
We'll hand it over to you.
Distinguished guests, friends, ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pride that I stand here and address this August gathering. For all of us at World Gold Council, it's an honor to be a part of this amazing platform. I'd like to express my gratitude to the Times Network for giving us this opportunity to be here and in front of you and address and shape this conversation. At World Gold Council, we are experts in gold. We know the whole transformation of gold right from the deepest parts of Earth to how it forms an emotional part of some family. The whole journey that gold takes from being just a rock or something very small in a rock to hold a very important meaning in somebody's life. It's about prosperity. The journey it takes from the financial markets, the journey that gold undertakes in the rural markets where saving is important, the whole journey of geopolitics, the whole journey from central banks and the strength that a country gets via gold. We are experts of that. And why I'm emphasizing that when I look around and I heard a respectable minister talk about the future of gold, a future of India, this room is full, as we say as experts, this room is the real gold of the country. How you all will shape the nation, how we all will shape the destination that our respectable Prime Minister has laid out for a Viksit Bharat, us becoming the third largest economy. And this thought process and this conversation is great. So again, my deepest gratitude to Times Network for allowing us this platform. 2024 and this phase of India, and we will talk about today and tomorrow about what's happening in our country. We heard in the last two conversations of all the great things that are happening. And Mr. Amitabh Kant was here to, sir, deep respect to you in terms of how you shaped the narrative to someone like us as professionals and how when we go at global platforms, the confidence we have on what our nation is about is because of, again, I say, the great minds like you. Now, for us, 2024 has been, as we call, a golden year. And while Mr. Prangria mentioned that gold perhaps is not the best investment, I'd just like to put two numbers. We've seen gold performing at 21% return in 2024 in INR terms and about 28% in US dollar terms. We've seen 40 peaks of gold historically in this year. All the elements around geopolitics, all the elements around gold as a diversification in the portfolio have panned out in this year in particular. We've seen this year where consumption, not just in India, but consumption globally has gone up. How the movement and the strengths of a nation, of a country come because gold is a part of your family. We've talked to consumers that when you have gold and when you own gold, what it does to your risk-taking capability and other elements. So 2024 has been a great year for us from that perspective. But a lot of other elements have happened. Our respectable minister talked about the different reforms and different steps taken by the government. But I'd like to acknowledge a few more. On the 22nd of July, while the budget was getting announced, in one simple sentence, a respectable finance minister changed almost the future of gold in India, but overseas as well. In one sentence, where the duty reduction was done from about 15% to 6%, we got gold at the same parity to the Indian consumer at par with anywhere else in the world. In one sentence, we got the organized play of our industry at one place. At one sentence, the whole parallel market of smuggling got absolutely vanished. And how this year will be a true reflection of gold. And what does gold do? We employ about 6 million people in the country, indirect jobs of 4 times that. We are about 3% contributor to the GDP of the country. And we generally want to shape the narrative of a good financial inclusion and the future of the country. A few other steps that have happened of lately. We've set up the first gold exchange at the Gift City. A very significant step to make gold and India being an important player and the market maker of gold. India, my friends, is the only country in the world where mandatory hallmarking is by the rule of law now required by any jeweler. What it means is that when you buy any piece of jewelry in the country, by law, you have a unique inscription on a jewelry piece to give you that confidence around purity and how you consume as an asset class. Now, lots happening on that front. But as you look into the future, how we at World Gold Council and the gold industry is committed to transform the future and the narrative of gold into the world. And I'd like to share with you some very important projects that we are undergoing. First and foremost, we're setting up the first self-regulatory organization in the entire gold value chain. You might know, as we've grown up, all of us have had a family doctor and a family jeweler, and hence there's a huge fragmentation in the gold market. About 3 lakh jewelers exist. I can't even mention the number of bullion traders, manufacturers, and so on and so forth. The intent of this first self-regulatory organization, and again, it's the first in the world that's happening in India. The intent is that to get the entire industry together. It's called the IAGES, the India Association for Gold Excellence and Standards. And the intent is that it's not about a big boys club. It's about a jeweler who's in Chandni Chowk or a jeweler in Bada Bazaar in Calcutta, where we can lay out a path for him to go into an organized play, an organized world. And that we think is important as we go into the future of our country, and the future of Viksit Bharat. And just a reflection about why organized play is important. We were largely an unorganized industry a few years back. Just fast forwarded to the last 2 years, we've seen over 20 IPOs. And what an IPO does to a jewelry manufacturer or retailer is to saying, I want to operate absolute transparently. I want to operate in the rules of game and rules of law. So that's the first SRO. It's the first of its kind. We believe as it goes forward, the industry will get more and more organized, and we will be able to give a way for every skilled player to move into this direction of future. That's our first project. The other second important project is that we want to be, we call it the 247, and the intent is to digitize and digitize gold. And for a second, if you were to imagine all the gold in the world, if it's melted and then given out a unique number and a unique sort of place, so every gold in the world will be on a digital blockchain, an unmutable blockchain. And the intent is to give 3 confidences to an investor or to a consumer. Then the confidence of authenticity, that this is what it is, in terms of the composition, it's responsibly sourced. Second confidence is that it's accessible 24/7 to any investor in the world. And thirdly, it's fungible. It's not that strange investment and something that you have to have less confidence on. And as we've seen the world move from geopolitics, and all these things that are here to stay, we believe that this second step of digitization and bringing gold in the financial system will be a very important one. And the third very important step that as a gold industry we are taking is what we call the Swan Udan 2047. And the intent is that we bring in together a bunch of futurists, people who are think tanks, to shape the destination of not just India that's happening, but what's the role of gold in 2047? What is it that we will be contributing from an employment point of view, from a technological point of view, from an inclusivity point of view, from innovation perspective, and then work backwards with clear milestones as to what the industry needs to do, right into 2040, 2035, 2030, and what as an industry we need to do today. And we'll be working, with industry and everybody else to make that happen. So my dear friends, as we see in India, that's almost reimagining its future. We at the gold world are also reimagining the gold role as a modern enabler of strength, of resilience, I would say, of global leadership alongside gold. And we believe that gold will be not a passive, an investment that perhaps is non-productive, but a very important aspect of your portfolios, important aspect for the nation, and something that's vibrant and building the future of the nation. And while there were 3 words that I mentioned in the morning around Niti, there was Nishtha, or the explanation of all those elements. And I think today, I as an Indian feel proud. We all are also happy and proud to be here in our country. And this room and the conversations will lead for us to march towards the 3rd largest economy and to Viksit Bharat in 2047. So ladies and gentlemen, I am really proud to be here, and I hope you all are. And let's form a narrative of certain changes that we collectively can do as India as we march towards 2047. So thank you for your time. And we at World Gold Council, again, very privileged to be here. Thank you very much.